Hello, Ashley, and I'm glad you got this in. Know that I'll waive any late penalties. I understand, especially with everything that's going on, and I hope you're well. This is some video feedback for milestone 1. And if I miss anything or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or text me. I posted my number, on the announcements. Actually, this is, this represents quite a bit of work, and I appreciate it. You've said it in the Texas Hill Country. I don't have a problem with that. It's unexpected. I wouldn't expect a bay, though, in Texas Hill Country, but maybe you can convince me otherwise. Now, look, I appreciate that you've learned how to crop things into circles. You've added some type, too. There is a corporate typeface. It's not perhaps as appealing as the typeface you've used, but it is. It's called Arial. And then also, too, it's a little bit beyond the scope to redesign the logo. I suspect that you may not have found the corporate style guide. Now, it's in the resources. It's a PDF. Let me show you what that looks like. Actually, here's the PDF, and it gives you, some. It's a dummy copy, but you can certainly use it. And here's the logo as it should appear. The type, Amethyst Bay Resort and Spa, should remain in a fixed relationship to the logo portion. This is called a logo type. And here's some options. Here's the corporate colors, which includes black and a gray. Here's the corporate typefaces, Arial, and so forth. You should probably, this is a fairly realistic example of a project you might receive, and you would have to use the corporate style assets. Now, if you don't have this PDF or if you can't access it, let me know. You can open the PDF up in Illustrator. Now, actually, before I do that, open the style guide in Illustrator, I wanted to go back to your Illustrator file. Here's what's happening. I don't have all the fonts that you've used, so you'll have to find a way to include them with your file, or convert it to a PDF, as you've done for the discussion board. But at any rate, when I open your Illustrator file, I'm getting these prompts. First of all, I'm missing some images, and I'm missing these particular fonts, okay, which include marker felt and adorned condensed sans. And your page won't display properly without those. Now, learn to embed, if you can, images or photographs on their own layer rather than link to them. Because if you link to them and you don't provide them along with your Illustrator file, and I say link to them being the Photoshop or the images, photos, then they won't show up. And I hope that's clear, but you do have the idea of layers. And okay, so let me go ahead and open up the style guide in Illustrator. Okay, so here is the style guide in Illustrator. I've opened it up. You'll see that the logo are all vectors. And I'm just using the direct select tool to copy it, or select it, copy it to the clipboard, and then I can go back to my Illustrator file, which I think, let's see, which one is yours? And I can paste it. Now, I would suggest that you create a new layer for it. I'll do that. I'm just going to create a new layer and call it logo. And then I'm going to paste, Command V, whoops. You get the idea. Paste the logo there. And I can scale it up or down. Now, when you scale it up or down, be very careful not to, that's interesting, not to distort it. Be careful not to squish it this way, see how ugly that looks, or to distort it this way. So make sure, when you do scale it up or down, see how hideous that is. Make sure that the proportions of it are kept. If you have any questions about that, Ashley, just let me know. So you have all the principles down. You understand. I don't see a silhouette though. Had it occurred to you to use 2-1 exercise in it somewhere? One other thing too is think about your type hierarchy. You see if you can get away with maybe 3 sizes of type. Some of the issues I have with this will be taken care of if you use the corporate logo. I like the gradation. Oh, here's the silhouette. Yes, in the background, this carnation. Perhaps you can make that even larger. If that loomed big, I like the idea of giving sort of general large shapes to the composition of your page. It's okay to center everything, but I think a more contemporary way of setting type is flush left, rag right. Think about 1 or 2 axes, vertical or horizontal, on which to hang type and imagery. That's called the rule of thirds. It's used in videography, but it's a quick, simple way of giving organization to your pages and a rationale for placement. Actually, I think I'll leave it here. I suspect I probably missed something, but as I said earlier, don't hesitate to text me or call me, like everybody else, or like many people, I should say. I am available.